This song is too violent. You're talking about killing people? In your music? No, not in my—
It all began years ago when D4VD's own mother sensed trouble, warning that his music was too violent, and she turned out to be right. Behind all the fame, he was shockingly open with friends, even laughing as he admitted to killing Celeste. What once seemed like just lyrics now sounds like a chilling confession. Here are the disturbing details of the case that shook both music and social media. The entertainment industry is no stranger to scandal, but what happened in September 2025 shocked even the most hardened observers. David Anthony Burke, known to fans as D4VD, went from filling arenas to being at the center of a homicide investigation. At the core of this case was the horrifying discovery of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez's decomposed body, found inside the trunk of his abandoned Tesla on September 8, 2025. Workers at a Hollywood tow yard reported a foul smell coming from a black Tesla Model 3 that had been abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. The car was traced directly to Burke, and inside the front trunk, or frunk, police discovered Celeste's body wrapped in a plastic bag, severely decomposed to the point that the cause of death was not immediately clear. The official report later suggested that she might have been dismembered and left in the vehicle for months, possibly since her disappearance in April 2024. Her identity was confirmed days later. On September 17th, through dental records and a small SH tattoo on her index finger, which eerily matched one Burke had in black ink on his own finger. Celeste was in red. What had once seemed like a symbol of intimacy now became undeniable proof in the eyes of the public. Celeste had been reported missing several times, last seen alive in Lake Elsinore, California. Before disappearing in the spring of 2024, her family had been desperately searching for answers, and after more than a year of silence, they were faced with the unthinkable: their daughter's body discovered in the car of one of the music industry's brightest rising stars. News spread quickly online as media outlets confirmed the vehicle was registered to Burke. Within hours, hashtags like #JusticeForCeleste began trending across X. Formerly Twitter, and YouTube creators rushed to analyze the timeline, debate Burke's guilt, and highlight the disturbing themes in his lyrics.
So singer David is in some hot water. Previously, it was reported a dismembered body was found in the trunk of his car while he was on tour. Today, the dead body was identified as a 15-year-old who's been missing since she was.
This clip captured the immediate shock and disgust people felt. They were horrified not only by the discovery, but also by the fact that D4VD kept performing on tour, seemingly unaffected, even as investigators closed in. What disturbed the public most was not just what was found, but how Burke acted afterward. While LAPD detectives were collecting evidence and processing the crime scene, fans spotted him casually playing Fortnite online, live streaming as if nothing had happened. For many, this came across as arrogant, detached, or even guilty. His calm attitude became a major talking point in commentary about the case. Social media users began compiling long threads of evidence, sharing photos of Celeste allegedly seen at his concerts after her disappearance, speculating about unreleased songs that appeared to mention her by name, and resurfacing claims from Discord communities that had discussed her long before her body was found. At the same time, Burke restricted comments on his Instagram, canceled several tour dates, and through his team insisted he was cooperating fully with the investigation. Critics, however, felt this was too little and far too late. What made the case even more shocking was the path Burke had been on before September 2025, just months earlier. He was celebrated as the voice of Gen Z heartbreak, with viral hits like Romantic Homicide and Here With Me earning millions of streams and turning him into an overnight star.
How I got into music is super unorthodox. Like, I wanted to be a professional Fortnite player, but the videos I would post on YouTube would get copyright strike. I cried to my mom about it, and she was just like, well, if you're not making your money, how about you make your own song? And I was like,
One of his early tracks, You and I, went viral, gaining 100,000 streams in just 3 days. Almost overnight, Burke stopped being just a gamer making background music and became a rising artist with a sound that connected with people far beyond the gaming community.
My sister's closet as a studio. So I'm like in here, it's dark. We got like robes and everything, blankets, whatever. And I'm looking up.
This origin story of a gamer turned global artist recording music from a closet had inspired fans everywhere. But now those same fans were re-examining everything about him: his lyrics, tattoos, and even past interviews, searching for clues that something darker was hidden behind his carefully crafted image. One of the most frequently mentioned moments came from his own family, when Burke revealed in an earlier interview that his mother disapproved of his song Romantic Homicide because she thought it was too violent.
Dave, this song is too violent. You talking about killing people? In your music? No, not.
What once felt like a lighthearted parenting story now seems eerily prophetic, which is why when talk of a confession started spreading online, people believed it so quickly. On Discord chats, TikTok leaks, and even concert videos, fans claimed he had been hinting at Celeste's story all along. A video surfaced from his August 24, 2025 concert in Maryland, where Celeste was allegedly seen in the VIP area despite already being listed as missing. The footage showed him making heart gestures toward her. Then, just days before her birthday, he announced a new album titled Withered, and the symbolism was impossible to ignore. Even as detectives raided a Hollywood Hills property connected to him, seizing computers and possible blood evidence, social media users were digging through every lyric, tattoo, and timeline, creating massive threads accusing him of murder. Whether those accusations were factual or just speculation didn't matter. The court of public opinion had already started. Lyrics once heard as metaphors for heartbreak were now reinterpreted as chilling confessions. The case had grown far beyond just a body in a Tesla. It had become about the blurred line between music, reality, and tragedy. When the case exploded in September 2025, one haunting question kept coming up. How could a girl be missing for so long and no one connect the dots? The answer lies in a chain of events that began nearly 2 years before her remains were found. In January 2024, Celeste ran away from her family's home and Lake Elsinore for the first time, and police quickly found her in the Hollywood Hills, the same neighborhood where D4VD lived. She was returned to her family, but this incident raised chilling questions later. Why had she traveled 70 miles to that specific area, and who was she meeting? At the time, her parents assumed it was normal teenage rebellion, but now it looked like the first visible thread tying Celeste's movements to D4VD's world. Detectives retracing her steps now see that early runaway incident as a flashing red warning sign. Just 3 months later, in April 2024, Celeste disappeared for the last time. Her brother recalled that she went missing while supposedly on her way to watch a movie with him. Posters went up, local media covered the story, and the Riverside County Sheriff's Office opened a missing person investigation, but leads quickly dried up. Her mother later told reporters that Celeste had a boyfriend named David, which didn't seem significant at first. David is a common name, but after September 2025, the connection became unavoidable. David wasn't just anyone, it was the stage name stylized as D4VD. Perhaps the most damning development came in August 2025. Just weeks before her body was found, when photos surfaced online showing Celeste in the VIP section at D4VD's concert in Silver Spring, Maryland, despite her being missing for over a year. Witnesses claimed she was there with Burke's brother, Caleb, known online as Steve Leb, and one video even appeared to show Burke sending heart signals toward her during the show. If true, this would mean not only that Burke was in contact with Celeste after she was reported missing, but that members of his own family may have known she was around and involved. Details like these pushed the public to see the case not just as a tragedy, but as a possible cover-up. On September 18, 2025, just days after Celeste's body was identified, LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills home where Burke had been staying. Detectives seized a computer, clothing, and several bags believed to contain potential blood evidence. Neighbors said police spent hours searching the property, looking for any sign that Celeste had been killed or hidden there. And there was speculation that home security cameras could have captured incriminating footage. This was the moment the investigation shifted from rumors to something far darker. The house, once known for music industry parties and recording sessions, was now treated as a possible crime scene. By late September, the fallout was already devastating. Burke canceled the rest of his US tour, broke his $2,000 a month Hollywood Hills lease, and saw major brands like Crocs and Hollister immediately cut ties. Online, his behavior only fueled the outrage as Celeste's family prepared a vigil in Lake Elsinore. Fans spotted him casually live streaming himself playing Fortnite, which many saw as a shocking display of indifference. One user on X wrote, "How can he play games while the body of a child was found in his car?" The contrast was harsh. Just a year earlier, Burke had been celebrated as one of the most promising young voices in alternative R&B. Now he was being portrayed as a manipulator, a predator, and potentially a killer. If the discovery of Celeste's body was the crime that shook fans, what happened next in the courtroom cemented public outrage. As hearings began in Los Angeles, journalists and attendees described Burke's behavior as arrogant, sarcastic, and chillingly unemotional. Reports said he entered court with the same swagger he showed on stage, and instead of acting remorseful, he joked with his entourage, rolled his eyes during testimony, and was even seen laughing while prosecutors described the gruesome discovery of Celeste's body in his Tesla just 2 years earlier. Burke had been celebrated as a prodigy, a teenager who turned gaming montages into platinum hits, recording from his sister's closet and collaborating with stars like Kali Uchis, praised as a role model for Gen Z creativity. But now, every achievement was being re-examined under the harsh light of suspicion. Even his most loyal fans admitted they could no longer listen to his songs without thinking of Celeste, her tattoo, or her tragic death. The conversation had shifted away from music and toward morality. Could a young star have been hiding a confession in his art all along, or was the public projecting tragedy onto lyrics that were always meant as fiction? As outrage grew, one question became impossible to ignore. What was the true nature of his relationship with Celeste? What began as an online friendship appeared to evolve into something far darker, perhaps even an obsession. As investigators pieced together Celeste's life, one detail kept resurfacing: her connection to David Anthony Burke. The world knew him as D4VD. But this was not a typical fan and celebrity interaction. It started online, deepened in secrecy, and ultimately ended in tragedy. According to one of Celeste's former teachers, she first connected with Burke through social media sometime in 2022 or 2023. She was just 11 to 13 years old at the time. While he was already 17 to 19, she reportedly described him to friends as a rapper in Los Angeles, a mysterious figure far removed from her quiet life in Lake Elsinore. Her family later confirmed that by the time she turned 13, Celeste was actively involved with someone named David. Her mother told reporters that Celeste often mentioned a boyfriend, though she never met him in person. To her, David was just a name. To the world, that name would later become infamous. This was the first major red flag, a secret digital relationship with a massive age gap that grew outside the watch of responsible adults. What made the situation even more disturbing were the physical tokens of their connection. Both Burke and Celeste had the same SH tattoo on their right index fingers, hers in red, his in black. This wasn't just coincidence. Fans later found photos showing when Burke first revealed his tattoo, and its resemblance to hers became undeniable. Then there was the music. Burke's songs often seemed to hint at a hidden romance, with one unreleased demo track literally titled Celeste, containing lyrics about a runaway girl, run away from home, all in the name of love. See, run into my loving arm. Critics later called this manipulative, even suggesting it was an example of grooming through music. The connection deepened when Burke admitted his 2025 album Withered was entirely about Celeste, with some tracks even featuring her voice woven into the production, a haunting detail that blurred the line between muse and victim. But the trail didn't end there. On Discord servers linked to Burke's community, users had been discussing a girl named Celeste as early as 2022. Screenshots allegedly showed references to a romantic relationship between her and Burke, though much of the content was later deleted by moderators. Some users believed she was 18 or 19, while others insisted Burke knew her real age all along. Even TikTok offered chilling clues. In January 2024, Burke posted a clip tagging an account with Celeste's exact birthday, responding to a fan comment with the words, "Should we?" At the time, it seemed playful, but in hindsight, it felt sinister.
And David have matching tattoos on their hand. The mom of the girl recalls hearing from her that her boyfriend's name is...
Evidence wasn't just piling up in police files, it was hiding in plain sight online, uncovered by fans, Reddit users, and amateur investigators. Celeste's brother even said he suspected she had been dating Burke. Yet no one came forward before her disappearance in April 2024. Later, allegations surfaced that Burke had been paying Celeste's family hush money, reportedly as much as $10,000 a week, to keep the relationship quiet. Though unverified, this rumor only fueled the growing public outrage.